Do you ever feel like giving up? Like the problems you're facing are just too big to complicated and there is no way you will ever be able to solve them? Well, if that's you, I want you to think of Winston Churchill, because in the darkest days of World War II, when the British people were being bombed, night after night by the Luftwaffe, when it seemed that threat of Nazi Germany was just too great to be overcome, was the one who stood up and said, we shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight in the streets, we shall fight in the hills, we shall never end. And they didn't. And that gave me an incredible amount of hope in my own life. In fact, when I was 21 years old and I was working for the BBC in London during the war, there was a news blackout. We weren't allowed to tell anybody that the day had happened. I was walking through the streets of London that night and somebody shouted, "Did you hear? Did you hear?" I said, "Hear what?" And he said, "Sebebete told us tonight that the Nazis have landed in France." I said, "That's not true." I said, "It is true." And I thought, oh no, I'm gonna get tested for this. But the next day, Churchill got up and he told the world that this was a day that we live in his day. It was the day. And I've thought about that a lot over the course of the last 80 years, because it has been my privilege to meet many people who were involved with the invasion of Normandy. And I can tell you, there were times when they really thought they weren't going to make it, but they did. And that gave me an incredible amount of hope in my own life. You see, when I was 17 years old, I was sent to work in a munitions factory, because all the men had gone off to war and they needed somebody to operate the machines. And I was very lucky because I met a wonderful man there who took me under his wing and taught me how to read and write and do mathematics. And when I learned mathematics, I thought I want to go to university. And they said, "You can't do that, you silly sausage. That's for the boys." I said, "I don't mind being a silly sausage if that is what it takes to get into university." So I worked in that factory for 2 years, saved up my money, bought a bicycle and cycled to university. And I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't had the grit of Winston Churchill. So whenever you're feeling a bit down, remember the men who refused to give up in the face of impossible odds. And if you do that, you can do anything. Thank you.